Welcome. You with the nasty pastor now. Back with another chapter. Read from the fall of America. You get it? The fall. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a great fall coming, and I say this, you know what I mean? It's funny. It's very funny how the fall is supposed to be alive and living in my generation. And then when you think about the information that has been given to my generation from when we was kids to now, they made us ignorant. Come on. The information was supposed to make you ignorant. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Was your mother living like this at 55? Was your dad living like this at 55? Come on now. Come on. Get to thinking. If you are my generation and you're viewing, get to thinking. Was your grandparents even living like this at the age of 55? Come on. And your grandparents probably went through the struggle of really being in slavery, really even seeing slavery. You get what I'm saying? Really seeing that, okay, we're free, but our oppressors, they're still oppressing us. They're still oppressing us on these jobs. They're still oppressing us with wages. They're still oppressing us with our civil rights. And we fought for them. You get what I'm saying? We had leaders to go fight for that. Are you following me? So I say this to you again. Miseducation has always been the key. If you are a miseducated person, you wouldn't even know the sky is blue. I could tell you and convince you that the sky is green. You don't remember that was the little slogan going around back maybe like the in the late 80s, maybe middle 90s. It was one of them that it was running around here. It was so much. How you know the sky blue? How you know that's the color blue? How you know that is the color? How you know that? How you get what I'm saying? Basically, you're trying to control the way we see things so that we can rebel against the structure that is already placed on this rock, that's been placed on this rock before Christ. Understand? You get it? There's no information that has been updated in the black community since the 80s, since the 90s. It's the same buffoonery information that gets you to go against a administration that for real, if you could really understand the laws, if you could really understand the funding, if you could really understand who your oppressor really is, you will see the fruit in America. You will understand how to get up, go do this, go do that, ignore this, ignore that, proceed, get yourself in a better life, a better way of living. You get me? A better way of living, and have choices and have options of who you're going to deal with, how you're going to deal with something, when you're going to deal with something. Everybody that look up the black race ain't for the black race. And there's going to always be a spook planted in your culture. There's always going to be a voice, a face that want to put you against your culture and put you against other cultures to continue confliction, to continue conflict. It's said even before Christ, at the beginning of time, the earth was moving so much in what's that word I love to use? Harmony and peace. Those it's another way of saying it, but the world was moving in so much peace and so much harmony, they sent others to confuse the language. Come on now. That is when the confliction and the conflict started. Get it? Wake up. Let's go and dive into this reading. And we're in chapter 33, and the title is Modern Babylon is Falling. Alright, give me a second. I gotta take these bookmarks off. Come on now. I ain't trying to bookmark something else. I want these off. There we go. So the fuel of hell is men and stones. We do not know why stones are put there with men. It could be referring to the hardness of the stone and to the hardness of the heart and the hardness of the wicked against truth and righteousness. Well, I say this to you, you know what I mean? We have always picked up stones and threw them at what we felt was the unjust. And I'm going to say this to you again, because I'm not going to ever lie on something I've said to lie about anything I've said to the wife that was. You know, I explained to her one day, I said, shoot, in my time, before Christ's time, we would have stoned you. Yeah, you would have been stoned. You get what I'm saying? But see, the way she looked at it as, damn. She didn't back, you know, she had nothing else to say, but you could see the facial expression on her like, And it might have been, you know, it might have been a way of looking at me saying, do you think you wouldn't have been stoned? You get what I'm saying? So basically how I'm trying to really present this when I said this to her, you a liar. You a cheater. You a whore. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, wake up, woman. Wake up. I haven't done all this wrong to you. Wake up. I've done some things wrong. I've made some amends with you. At least I'm trying to get this thing on track. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to just say this to you once again. I'm not saying I was right. And I'm never going to say I was wrong. I said what I said and I meant what I said. We would have stoned you. Let me get back into this reading. The book of Revelation, it is prophesied here that an angel heralded a warning to the people that Babylon is falling. He then tells why Babylon fails. Babylon fell because she is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. The foul spirit here is used to tell us that the people of Babylon were filthy. The term a cage, this tells us that her cities and her country became a cage for people of filth. The Bible teaches us that the God referred to the people of Sodom and Gomorrah as being people who's doing and work and such that it came up and stunk in his nostrils. But I think that if the God would get a good smell of this modern wicked filth here, he would think the smell of Babylon in his nostrils was like the smell of a flower compared to the wickedness of today. Let's pause for a minute. How many of y'all have went back and watched, you know, anything ancient, the ancient Babylon? How many of you have watched anything about the ancient Sodom and Gomorrah? Have y'all watched any of those movies? Have you read about any of that? Any of it? You know, the minister is not too much far off. You get what I'm saying? Not too much far off what is being said right here. But I just want to present this to you again, and I want to say this to you again. What was the culture? What was the culture? What was the race? What was the culture? It's right here telling you, devils, filth. You know, there's some things that I could say about Jewish people that I really hold back. I can point out that the demiurge made it a law, made it a commandment for the Jewish men to circumcise themselves, right? Right? But the Jewish men was what? Was what? Having sex with Jewish women, right? So what does that make the Jewish woman? Filthy, right? Come on now, if you read the scriptures and you understand the scriptures and you process the scriptures right, what does that mean? Before they came out of Asia, you get what I'm saying? Before they came out of Asia, they was with who? Jewish women, right? I rest my case. Another thing I want to point out to you. We could take these scriptures for what they are 100%, or we could find the trickery in it. Because see, that is a way of starting conflict. That is a way of starting a race war. That is a way of people looking at you in a way that says, okay, who are you to say I'm filthy? Who are you to say that you're clean? You understand what I'm saying? So when you read these scriptures, please read with some understanding and understand this right here. Man rewrote, man took spirituality and made it a religion for man's gain. And there are people that gain a lot of laughter, a lot of, how to put it, respect behind getting two cultures to feud against each other, or to get two people to argue amongst each other. Babylon is used as an example for some distant people or their history. According to the prophets, this name, Babylon, is something that begins in Genesis and ends in Revelation. It is found throughout the entire Bible. Therefore, we must not look at it as one personal part. We must not look at it as spelling out to us the ancient only. In Jeremiah, we see a daughter of ancient Babylon. He calls the people the daughters of ancient Babylon. These people are not the old parents, but they are the daughters from those parents. The daughters of ancient Babylon refers to a more late and modern civilization whose people give themselves over to the practice of the same evil that the people of ancient Babylon practiced. But the modern people were more capable of improving on the practices of the people of ancient Babylon. Therefore, he calls this modern people the daughters of ancient Babylon. Look, our time is cutting short. I want to go so much further. You get what I'm saying? So much further, but But our time is being cut short, and I just want to, reflect back on some things where that you better get to thinking what you saying out your mouth. You better get to thinking what you want to stand on, what you're saying out your mouth. A lot of us don't like to apologize. So you need to be correct when you say what you say. There's some things I'm never going to apologize for, because I'm going to tell you how I feel about you. There are some things I'm never going to open my mouth up about, because that person never said anything about me. Understand me? Believe what I tell you. I can take this Bible right here. If I want to, I can take this Quran right here. I can start a race war like that. I could make your mama kill you like that. I can make your son, your daughter kill you like that. It's things I know about this Bible, how to present it, how to display it, how to give it to the world on a level that you're going to think about and say, you know something, I'm right. I'm right, and this is what I'm going to do. You get me? It's easy. Influencing people, persuading people is easy. I said a long time ago, it's easy for me to think of the most negative, deceitful, illegal things to do. It take days, sometimes it take months, sometimes it take years. You get me? For me to think of something righteous to do, the steps to do. And you may say this to yourself right here, for those that know it and for those that follow what I say, follow that have read some of my posts or follow my accounts. Well, if you was thinking about killing your son, your oldest son, mom, why you couldn't get that done? Because I needed someone else. Understand? How do you get them into this without getting them in trouble? And that's what I couldn't figure out, because I needed someone else. And at the end of my realization, I started being thankful that I could not think of it. I could not understand how to get it done. And then I started realizing the blessing she gave me. Understand? I may was not in my son's life 100%, but I provided. You get me? That one thing, I'm not a 100% deadbeat person. I provided, and I provided from the day he came out her vagina. Anyways, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. There's been another reading from the Fall of America. I'm out.